Om Shanti. Today, the Murli is all about, and let me first tell you what the song is. The song is, "You are the ocean of love, and we thirst for one drop." And this is the song people sing in the world, not we children. This is a song sung in bhakti, and the song is, "तू प्यार का सागर है, तेरी एक बूंद के प्यासे हम." So people in bhakti say that you are the ocean of love, and we thirst for one drop. But now, Baba says, you don't thirst for one drop. I, the ocean of love, have come to you, and I have offered myself to you fully, totally, in all my entirety. So Baba, the ocean of love, has offered himself to me, and he is all fully available to me. And do you understand that Baba is just showering his love on us? The purest kind of love, the most elevated kind of love, the most elevating kind of love is what he is showering on me, day in and day out. And I always think about this thing called love. And then there are primarily three things that everybody wants as, a subset of love, if you could say that. And they are the three A's: acceptance, approval, and appreciation. So you want people to approve of you, you want people to accept you, and you want people to appreciate you. And do you understand that's the way we are seeking love in the world? And we have been seeking this for quite some time now. These days, even from parents, Lokik parents, you don't get unconditional acceptance or approval or appreciation. Yes, so they will accept you, but then you have to get A grades in school and college. Otherwise, they will always tell you you're not good and you need to do better, and all that pressure is always there on you. So there is no unconditional acceptance or approval or appreciation, because souls, whether they are playing the role of parents or teachers or guides, they are not in that state themselves. So the quality of the soul has depleted. So obviously no human soul can give you this love that you are seeking. And Baba, just look at Baba. Baba every day is like showering us with acceptance, approval, and appreciation. Every Murli is only full of these things. So, he just tells you, I accept you and you are the best. You are my child. You are the deity soul. And whatever you do, it doesn't change Baba's vision on you. You might not even be doing 5% of what he's saying, but then that doesn't change how he thinks about you or how he looks at you. And he just accepts you the way you are, and he just keeps doing his thing, appreciating, encouraging, trying to just bring you to the realization of who you are. And there is never any energy apart from this that we receive from Baba. So here there is Baba and we have Baba, and Baba says, people thirst for one drop and you have the whole ocean with you. Yes, but just like I was asking you to think in the meditation, are you standing on the shore of the ocean and not letting the ocean wash over you? Because there are many children who do that. And I will tell you one thing. So there is this girl who comes to me, and she once told me that she told me, I don't know, Didi, I will tell you something and you discern whether I have some psychological problem and I need treatment. So I said, okay, you can share, we will decide that. So she used to be just chatty and tell me everything. So she started telling me that, Didi, you know, I have had so many people around me who keep telling me I love you and I'm there for you, and I really and genuinely love you from the bottom of my heart. And I had this boyfriend who wrote it in blood for me also. And then I don't get it. Like, I never feel like anybody loves me. So she said that however much anybody tries to convince me that I love you, I'm never convinced, and I keep asking them to prove over and over and over again, and they get tired and they leave me. So this is the pattern. So anybody tries to let me know that they love me, I keep asking for more proofs, more proofs, more proofs, and then they get tired proving it to me, and then they leave me. And then she said that, do you think, Didi, there is some psychological problem and I need psychiatric treatment? So I said, no, I see many like this every day. So Baba tries to tell us, I love you, and I'm the ocean of love, and I love you so much. And then children say, I don't know why Baba keeps telling that, and I don't feel Baba's love. So, so most people today are with frozen hearts, and when Baba loves us, we don't open the doors of our heart to Baba, and we don't let him in. And how many of you appreciate Baba's Murli, which is the ocean of love himself trying to flow and make way into your heart? Do you allow that Murli to flow and make way into your heart? Yes. And if you've done that, then your heart must be full with the ocean of love, and then you have a very loveful heart. And that's what Baba is trying to do to us. He's trying to make way into our heart, fill it with love, and make our heart loveful. And then when that happens, then there is not just one ocean of love, but various, Baba calls us rivers of love. And Baba says, then I, the ocean, am flowing in the form of so many rivers that nobody feels dry from lack of love in the world. So Baba is trying to do that, and let me ask myself whether I have really genuinely opened up my heart to Baba and allowed that love to flow into me. And what stops that? So, we have these sanskars of fear and doubt and other things, and then, so these sanskars don't allow us to surrender completely. And Baba then is not able to cleanse every aspect of our life. So sometimes we allow Baba into our heart, but we don't allow Baba into our life. Yes, so we don't allow our Baba into our mind or into our lifestyle, or we just allow Baba into our heart from 4 to 5 a.m. and not at other times of the day when we want to be greedy and egoistic and other stuff. So we don't allow Baba totally into our hearts and life, because Baba is the ocean of purity, and love is the door through which he enters. But if he enters our life, then our life will become very pure. So because Baba will cleanse everything, and our mind, body, wealth, anything and everything that we have will become very pure if Baba enters every aspect of our life. So all those who raised hands, let's check whether every aspect of our life is pure. And pure means, it's for altruistic purposes, not selfish purposes. So are you using your body to serve yourself, your sensual needs, and your limited family, or everybody in the world? So these are the questions we need to ask, because Baba's love makes us loveful, and Baba's love makes us pure. And Baba always says that when you have the ocean of love, don't keep standing on the shore, take the plunge, just plunge in. And there is this thing that dancers do, and when they dance, it's called the leap of faith. So, you have to take the leap. And then there is this one person who takes this leap of faith, and he falls into the other person's arms, and they have to have the faith that this person would hold them and save them from, falling against the ground. So this is the faith that we need to take the plunge of surrendering into the ocean of love. And if we have that faith, we would surrender completely. Surrendering completely means doing everything just like the Murli says. And the Murli talks about Gyan, Yog, Dharana and Seva. So when all these 4 aspects are taken care of completely, so there is complete Dharana, there is complete Seva, there is complete remembrance of Baba, and every action that we do is done in a knowledgeful way, then we understand that we have taken the plunge into the ocean of love. So Baba is today talking about this thing, and let me read that out to you. Baba says that, sweet children, it is the task of the one Father alone to give peace to the whole world. And this is why people say, O bestower of peace, therefore it is the Father who should receive the prize. Now, this is another thing that Baba is saying today, and it's about the peace prize. And Baba says, I give peace to the whole world. And Baba in the Murli today says, I am the ocean of peace. you are the embodiment of peace. And you are the child of the ocean of peace. So I give peace to the whole world and you become my instruments. There is no other way that the world becomes peaceful. And Baba says that this prize of peace, the peace prize that's given, Baba says it's all given to people, but then look around whether the world is becoming peaceful or it is turning to pieces. So there are so many people getting peace prizes, and one has to ask himself whether really the world is becoming peaceful. Yes, so many peace prizes, the world should have been a very peaceful place. But Baba says it's not so, because nobody can give you peace other than Baba. And I remember there was this one big conference by a peace agency, and they began, the first sentence that they spoke in that conference was, "We will fight for peace." So that's an oxymoron. How do you fight for peace? And if you fight, you are doing something which is not peaceful. So how can you fight for peace? So Baba says, peace cannot be established the way people want it to be established. And there is one brother, very senior brother in Brahma Kumaris, Charlie Bhai. And Charlie Bhai ji once shared in a class, and I found that very relevant and very moving. So he said that he, as a youth, he used to participate in these peace marches before coming to Baba. As a youth, he used to just go and participate in the peace marches in Australia. He was in Australia at that time. So, and he used to think that he is doing some community service or some social service. And then it so happened that once the police packed all of these peace marchers and put them in the jail for one night. So, you know, these things are done to ensure law and order. And then when they were all in the jail for one night, and he actually spent some time with those people with whom he was going on these peace marches every day, because that was just going and coming. They never spent time, right? So they were just shouting slogans and creating an atmosphere and then coming back. So when he spent some time with them in the jail, he realized that they were the most peaceless people on earth. And they were bickering and fighting, and they were full of revenge, and they were full of hateful feelings. And he did not feel comfortable around them. So the vibration was not peaceful. And then years later, when he came to Baba, he understood how true peace can be established. And what it takes to establish peace is being peaceful and connecting with the ocean of peace. And it is this being peaceful on the inside which can create a peaceful world. It cannot be done any other way. It cannot be done by shouting for peace, fighting for peace, marching for peace. Peace comes by being peaceful. And then we also have to underline here that Baba has given us this knowledge that purity is the mother of peace and happiness. So without purity, there cannot be peace. Yes, without purity, there cannot be peace. Let me tell you one thing about this purity. And Sometimes, this purity is a very difficult thing to understand. We have been living in body consciousness for 63 births, and understanding purity is very difficult. And I remember as a child, my Lockic father loved me too much. And then I did not like when he loved anybody else. So if he appreciated somebody, okay, fine. But if he appreciated somebody over me, like if he just told me you are wrong and this person is right, I could not stand that. Yes, so this attachment did not allow me to think about what is right. So I understood that when I came to Gyan, there was this one thing that somebody told me, that you shouldn't be concerned about who is right. You should be concerned about what is right. And I said, no, that's very difficult, because if you're attached to that person and he says you are not right, that person is right, you hate them. You can't stand that, because you're not interested in what is right at that moment. So do you understand that impurity, a state where you have a bond of lust or attachment with another human being, in that state, you cannot look at what is right. You will always be concerned about who is right. Because the who is what you're attached to. Yes, so that's, and I understand that I could take that criticism from somebody else. If somebody else told me you are right and you are wrong and this person is right, I could take that. But if my father said that, I just couldn't stand it. So, and when I came into Gyan, I had other people who I was related to in Gyan. And then I had my attachment there, but since I had worked on my purity and I had allowed Baba's knowledge to sink in so deep, this spiritual knowledge and yoga. And Baba says that yoga with me and knowledge will purify you. And then this practice of pure food and pure lifestyle. So when I started practicing all this stuff, after some years, there was a similar incident where somebody I was attached to earlier said, you are wrong and this person is right. And I could stand that and see that what matters is not who is right, but what is right. And that's the power of purity. Purity ensures that you have a very well-functioning intellect. And when your intellect functions well, then you can discern and decide. And many people will tell you happiness is what you need to choose and peace is what you need to choose. But choice is an aspect of a good intellect. An intellect that is rusted, an intellect that is swayed by vices cannot make these choices of peace and happiness. You will choose to focus on and linger on things that will make you peaceful and make you behave in a way that creates peacelessness if you have no purity inside you. That's the law. So Baba tells us to, change our relationships from lustful to pure, from attached to pure, from, greedy to pure. So Baba says, just take out that element of vice from every activity, every engagement, every relationship. And just ensure that your life is free of lust, anger, ego, attachment, and greed. Your food, your lifestyle is celibate, your food is pure. And that's important because without that, you cannot make the choice for peace and happiness. It doesn't work like that at all. So this is why Baba says that purity and peace and happiness are connected. So Baba is the ocean of peace. And Baba says that when you connect with me, you realize you are the embodiment of peace. Because when you connect with me, you become pure. And connection doesn't only happen in meditation. Connection happens in the Murli. Connection happens when you're listening to the class. So you are connected to Baba's mind. So everything, if you sit with your buddhi open and you allow Baba's words, Baba's wisdom to seep deep into you, and you try to hold that while you're coming into action, it will surely and definitely make you pure in some time. So Baba says you cannot establish, so peace cannot be established the way it is being, the way people are making effort to establish it. Peace is established only by the ocean of peace, because without purity there cannot be peace. And nowhere in the world is there any talk of purity. So Baba is the only one who is pure, who teaches purity and who enforces purity. There is no one else in the world who talks about purity or teaches purity. Is there anybody? Have you heard of anywhere in the world where they teach you to become pure and celibate and these things? They don't. It's not taught anywhere. So this is why Baba says that only when you come to the ocean of purity can you become pure, and then can you be peaceful, and then can you do peaceful, and then can you create peaceful. Okay, so this is the way it works. And then the question today is, which children can follow the Father fully? So Baba says, the children who become as pure as the Father can follow him fully. And those who become true lovers can follow me, the beloved. So how do you become a true lover? If you allow Baba's love to sink into you, you become a true lover. And you know what? Can you stop yourself from smiling when a child smiles? When a child smiles, you smile. When a child giggles, you giggle with him. Virtues are so infectious. But it is strange that in front of the ocean of love, we don't become loveful. How can we not become loveful when we are in contact with the ocean of love? It's because we have these blockages, mistrust, doubt, and fears and other things which don't allow us to look at Baba the way he is. We look at Baba through filters. And I remember when I came to Brahma Kumaris, I first day, I was, of course, there was some instrument, somebody who became an instrument, and then I just went to the center, and then I told the Didi that I do not trust organizations, and I have this thing that organizations do not run fairly, and there may be some, there could be something wrong going on. And I don't know. Then that Didi told me that, okay, but do you trust God? So I said, yes. So she said, this is not an organization. You've come to Baba. You've come to God. So you be with God. Don't go into the organization. Don't look at people. So this is Baba. You have come to Baba. See Baba. And then I saw Baba and I could see Baba. And if I just kept seeing what I have conditioned myself to see, because everybody sees through their sanskar, so if I had just continued to see through my sanskar, I could never have seen Baba. But it was my fortune that I was made to see Baba by Baba, and only Baba can make you see himself. And then when I saw Baba, when I understood Baba, when I felt Baba, then I felt his love, I felt his peace, I felt his purity, I felt the spirituality in his knowledge, and that touched me. And it cannot so happen that true knowledge, true love, true peace doesn't touch you. But somewhere you have to just let your guard down, that guard which is not guarding you. It's doing the opposite. So you have to let your guard down, and then when you just open your heart to Baba, then I don't know how somebody cannot be touched by the ocean of love. Definitely they will be. So Baba says that I am the ocean of purity, you have to follow me. I am the ocean of love. You have to become my beloved. You have to surrender to me. And then you become like me. And I told you, becoming like somebody is very easy. You are, and virtue is very infectious. When a child smiles, you become like him, you smile. So Baba says, when you just surrender yourself to me, you become like me, and that's how you go back with me. It doesn't take much. You become pure, you love me, and I take you back. And Baba today says, only such lovers do I take back with me. It is portrayed in the scriptures that you can go across by holding on to the tail of a cow. So I don't know whether you know this, but there is a scripture called Garud Puran in India, and it's a very interesting scripture, and it talks about death, life after death, and punishment after death, and all of those stuff. And then in that scripture, it is written that there is some cow, and you can catch hold of the tail of the cow, and then you can go across, which is you can skip all that punishment by holding on to the tail of the cow. Now Baba says, you cannot, there is no cow and there is no tail, and you cannot hold on to any tail and go across. And it is this way that you go across. That is by following Baba in his purity, by falling in love with Baba. And Baba says, there is no question of a cow or a cow's tail. So this is Baba's Murli, and Baba's blessing is very sweet today. Baba says, no matter what type of situation comes in front of you, just leave it to the Father. So Baba is giving us a very clear direction today, When there is a situation, don't allow that situation to sit in your heart. You give that situation to Baba and allow Baba to sit in your heart. Because Baba is the embodiment of solutions. And if the problem sits in your heart, you are in trouble. But if the bestower of solutions sits in your heart, then it's very easy. Okay, so Baba says, no matter what type of situation comes in front of you, just leave it to the Father. Say from your heart, Baba, and the situation will finish. Yes? Now, how can you say from your heart, call out Baba from your heart in the midst of a situation? Only when you have the sanskar of calling out to Baba from your heart all the time. Yes, if you have given your heart to Baba and you have that sanskar of always calling out to Baba from your heart, only then will you be able to call out to Baba from your heart in the midst of a situation. To say the word Baba from your heart is magic. So this is what will do the magic. Maya, first of all, makes you forget the Father. And so simply pay attention to this aspect. You don't have to deal with Maya, fight with Maya. You just have to be attentive that when Maya is trying to find a place in your heart, you just pull Baba into your heart and make him sit. And don't give Maya that space. So simply pay attention to this aspect and you will experience yourself to be like a lotus. And a heart in which Baba is sitting has the quality of the lotus. Just like a lotus will stay untouched by all the impurities outside, a heart in which Baba is sitting will not get affected by anything and everything that's happening around. On the basis of having remembrance, you will remain constantly beyond the rubbish of the situations of Maya. So Maya is creating havoc, but you will stay beyond the influence of all the rubbish that Maya is creating if you are in remembrance of Baba. And when you are uninfluenced, you can influence. So if Maya can't influence you, you can influence it. Okay? You will never come into upheaval about anything and will constantly have one type of mood, cheerful. So Baba says, and when nothing is able to disturb you, then you get this gift, this blessing, that you will always be in this one mood, which is called cheerful. Okay, so this is why the blessing today is, may you stay away from the rubbish of Maya on the basis of having remembrance and become constantly cheerful. So Baba has given us the secret to stay constantly cheerful. Don't let anything that takes away your cheerfulness sit in your heart. Just pull Baba, make him sit, and he will ensure you are always cheerful. Okay, Om Shanti.